This is S.B.R.E. with another interesting review, and today it's the Zebra song. If you don't know it, then that's because I just made it up. The Zebra V301, a very popular pen. I received a lot of review requests, and then Bill, my main man, was kind enough to send me one so that I could review it. It comes in this sort of blister packaging, has refill instructions, and comes with 2 cartridges. They are, as far as I can see, a proprietary format. The nipple looks a little bit like a standard international, but I don't really think it is, especially not in length. Now, there's a decent bit of ink in there, which is cool. I'm going to tell you what I like about the pen, what I don't like a pen, and then do a writing sample, but first I'll cover the parts of the pen. Alright. This is it. It's a stainless steel and plastic pen, and at the top of the cap there's nothing. The finial is just nothing, it's just a reflective bit. Then you have the clip. The clip is neatly folded steel, and it says Zebra. Very reflective again. So it's always useful in an emergency situation. You can always try to attract attention of a plane by signaling. The clip is very springy, that's very nice. And then we have the actual cap here. The cap is fairly short. This is a part of the section, I suppose. And we have the barrel, which is stainless steel, and it says Zebra V301. It has a FP on there for fountain pen, I suppose. And then you have the end there, which is a very postable mechanism. The cap pulls off, and as I said, it can be posted. It rotates a lot when it's posted, but that's okay. And then we have the section, and we have a small nib. And the nib, I think, was a little reminiscent of a Parker vector nib. It looks a bit like that in shape. It has no breather hole. No, I just clean it off ink. There is no breather hole, that's just a slit. And I don't really know if you want to call this a semi-hooded nib, but as you can see, it doesn't really stick out extremely far. And then we have the section. You can unscrew the whole thing, and the nice thing with this cap rotating is that you can just hold that, and you can just rotate the barrel holding the cap, which for some reason I've always found very pleasant. I don't know why. This is the cartridge. It just slides in there, as you can see here, well, that's pretty much all there is to it. It actually comes with instructions on how to insert the cartridge, which I think is not a bad thing, because many persons who may want to try out a fountain pen have never used one, may want to pick this up and have a look at it. These are not exactly expensive, so they are nice and refillable, unlike, say, the Pilot V pen, which is a single-use pen roughly in this price range. Okay, what do I like about it? What do I not like about it? Well, it's an inexpensive pen, and with an inexpensive pen you cannot expect it to write like a $500, $600, $700, $800 pen. You have to be realistic in your expectations. But having said that, I have definitely used inexpensive pens that wrote very well. This is not one of them. I've had severe issues with making this pen write. It runs dry continuously. It simply stops writing, and basically my experience has been rather horrible. Now, Bill, who sent me this pen, experienced a very similar thing, and he said that online he read that people refill these cartridges, so take a syringe, drop ink from a bottle, clearly clean this one very well, put it in. This is not the most inspiring of black inks, so I can see how that may work, and I'll be honest here, I have not tried it. That's because I was kind of put off the whole thing by the extremely poor performance of this pen. Now, of course, your mileage may vary. Maybe you have a Zebra that works perfectly well. That does seem to be a bit of an issue with quality control, and some seem to work better than others. I will try another ink at some point just to see what it does, but I want to point out that if you buy this, there is a chance that it will hardly write. If you do, don't give up immediately, maybe just refill a cartridge. Okay, so that's what I don't really like about it. The looks of the pen, well, they're not for everyone, but a pen that costs a couple of dollars, this is what you can expect. Don't expect a looker. This is just going to do what it's supposed to do, and that is try to be a pen. Right. And it does that. I mean, if it writes, it's decent. You have a section that's ribbed. It has a nice texture to grip. There's nothing wrong with it. It's very light. As I said, the cap rotates a lot when it's posted. All of these, I think, are quirks of a pen in this price range. Okay, what do I like about it? Well, what I like about it is that it is inexpensive. And you could say that you get what you pay for, but what I like about this concept is that people who are on the brink of trying a pen or not may be pulled across the threshold by something like this and may think, well, I want to give this a shot. That's very nice. You may be better off buying a Platinum Preppy, which, well, I'm yet to encounter a Preppy that is not right. But it's a start. So there we go. Alright, I'm going to do a writing sample next. Bill, of course, thanks for the pen. I know Bill is not offended when I say that the pen did not write, but I'm not trying to bash on the pen, I'm just giving you my experiences. Couple of measurements. The weight is 14 grams, so it's not a very heavy weight. Not exactly a heavy weight. Capped, it has a length of 132.2 millimeters, uncapped 115 millimeters, posted 146.9 millimeters. Section diameter is 10 millimeters. It's uniform, so it doesn't really taper or anything. And the barrel is 10.7 millimeters, also a uniform tube. Guys, I hope this was useful. Let's do a writing sample, see what it does, and I'll gladly see you later. Bye bye. Okay, writing with the zebra. Sorry, section had become loosened up a little bit. V301, and this is a, I would say, fine medium nib, and the ink is the cartridge that was supplied with the pen. Alright. The nib is of adequate smoothness, especially on nice smooth paper like this Clairefontaine. And as long as the pen writes, there is no real issues. The issue gets, it comes in existence when the pen just stops writing. And of course now when I'm trying to demonstrate that, it will not happen. Wetness. Now wetness of course is also part of the ink, but as you can see, very dry. Now this may be quick drying ink, I don't know, maybe that's the idea. Line variation, you can definitely squeeze out some. But you can also see how dry this gets then. As to reverse writing, it's possible for those of you who want a finer line. It gets a little bit more scratchy, but it is possible. So, Bill, thank you for sending me this pen. I'm trying to... this is an accurate representation of Bill handwriting. He has extremely small handwriting, so I'm going to write Bill, thank you in a simulation of your handwriting. You'll get it. Thanks a lot for sending me this pen. I appreciate it. Guys, I hope this was useful, and I'll gladly see you later. Bye bye.